everyone. My name is Katie. I'm leading this webinar today. Welcome to the Mobile Solutions for the United Way Day of Action webinar. Again, my name is Katie. I am the Customer Success Manager for all of the United Ways who use MobileCause. So today in this webinar, we're first going to go through a demo of some of the capabilities and things that you can do with MobileCause to help enhance your day of action. So we'll show you a sign-up form, go through all the different things you can do with that, and then we'll go through on the back end of the MobileCause site and show you actually how to create it. So first see how cool it is to interact with it, and then actually show you how to create it from there. And just a couple housekeeping things before we get started. So throughout this call, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. We will have a question and answer session once the presentation is finished, so we'll go through and answer as many questions as we have. But we do have, please put all of your questions into the chat so we can make sure and we can answer them throughout the call as well. Also, after this call, you will receive links to all of the presentations and the resources that we go over. So you don't have to worry about that. If you want to see anything, we will be sending these all to you. So we will get going here. And again, for anybody who has jumped on late, I'll just introduce myself one more time. I'm Katie. I'm the Customer Success Manager for all of the United Ways who use MobileCause. And so we're going to get started first with just a demo, not just a demo of what you can do to create a sign-up form for your United Way Day of Caring. So here. So what I'm showing you now is a sign-up form that we will go through creating. And you'll see that I have this pulled up on a desktop. But what's really great about our sign-up forms is that you have a link that you can share. So you can easily email it to people, put it on social media. It's just right up here. You can also embed it in your website. So we have this embed code for you. And then the last thing we have is a texting option. So to receive this demo on your cell phone, all you have to do is text UWDAY, that's UWDAY, to the number 51555. And then you'll receive a link to the sign-up form so you can see what it's like to interact with it on your cell phone. But again, you do also have links so you can easily share it and easily embed it in your website. That way, no matter where your constituents are, they can easily get to the form and you're collecting all the data in one easy-to-use fashion. So on this form to get started, you'll see we can do a variety of things. At the top, we have a logo embedded for you. You can put videos to your product on here or to your day. So if you have a special video from your community, you can put it on here at the top or add another picture if you'd like. Then you can continue to customize all of the information on here. So we have some fields on here to show the call to action, how you can advertise more of what you're doing. It's saying, oh, we're creating literacy kits, we're going to be providing meals, we're stocking the pantry for students in our community. Whatever it is that you're specifically gearing people towards, you can list that in a call to action section. From there, then, it gets just a little bit more into what you'd like to do. You'll see we can pick a time to volunteer. So I can say, oh, I want to sign up for the 9:30 to 10 a.m. shift on my volunteer day. And then if you're giving out T-shirts, you can make sure and collect their T-shirt size as well. Go with a medium here. And then you can put any information on here that you need to collect. This is what's really great about our forms. They're very customizable, which I'll show you how to do all of that. So all of this information that's on here, you can very quickly add. So you can collect whatever you'd like. I can say, oh, I want to put in my information so that I can collect it. And then you can even have these other fields like the liability release if you're having people under the age of 18, or if you're doing something else where you have to have them check a box, you can simply add this information onto the form and click I agree. We also have the option if you have longer terms, like if you wanted to use this for a 5K or something of that nature, you can also put links on here so that it could say, I have read and agreed to the terms, and putting a link on there. But this information is on there. Then you can also have them confirm their age if that's what you need, or just collecting other information like we can like if you have a, for a donation form, you could put different designation options or whatever you'd like. But it's just continuing to go through and add these custom fields for whatever you'd like. And then at the bottom here, once people go through their all the information, they just click sign up. And you can customize that button at the bottom to say whatever you want. So it can say sign up or join United Way or whatever you'd like. And then you'll see that you're brought to a thank you page, which is fully customizable on here. So on this particular thank you page, we have made it that we have made it so that they have a really great picture that thanks them, but they also have the option then to go and make a donation. So I'm just going to click here to show you what that looks like. So I click a donation, then I go to a simple donation form. I can enter my information, how much I want to donate. Then again, just put in these custom fields so I can say, oh, Katie Keating. Easily enter in whatever information you'd like to collect, and then just click on Donate Now. And you'll notice that, again, we have this custom thank you page where you can add in the information that you'd like. And then we've put a video on this particular page to help engage these donors in what they saw. So that's how they can make a donation after signing up to volunteer. But say maybe your crowdfunding campaign, we have another option. So let me just go back here. So I've completed the form, and now I'm on this thank you page. And say I can't really make a donation, but I really know I have a lot of friends who will want to donate, or I know a bunch of friends that I can get involved with. So I'm going to say, you know what? I really just want to create my own fundraising page. So then I can go through this page and just enter in my name, phone number, and email address to quickly become a fundraiser, so that then a page would be emailed to my email address, so that I can share it. So I can just, again, put in my name. And I'm going to click on Become a Fundraiser. And you'll see there was a join a, so now I just go to this confirmation page, and it says, thanks for registering. We sent a confirmation email so that it's going to me. And now I'll show you a page that we've actually already created here. This is one of our demo pages. So then I'll be sent a link, and then I have my own individual page that can show the progress towards my goal. So you'll see I can upload a picture here at the top. I can set a $500 goal. It shows how close I am. I can easily share this with my friends and family then, just by clicking on the share button. And then sharing it over social media, over email, over Twitter, very quickly and easily. And you can customize the messages that appear in these different social media settings as well, which is very cool. And when you're on a cell phone, you can't see it here because I'm sharing from a desktop, but when you're on a cell phone, you have a fourth option where people can send this link to their friends via text message. So very quick and easy for people to sign up to become a fundraiser, and then very easy to then share with their friends and family so that you can enhance your campaign and get people signed up to help you raise money. So that is the demo of kind of how people can interact with it, how simple and easy it is for them to sign up from any device. Again, I'm on a desktop, but you can share it over social media. You can email it, and you can also have people text in. So if you want to experience this demo on your phone, again, just text UWDAY, so UWDAY, to the number 51555, and you'll be able to see this demo fully on your cell phone. And if you have any questions, please be sure to type them in the chat for this webinar, and then we'll be answering them, and then we'll also have a formal Q&A after the full presentation. So now that we've done the demo, I'm going to take it up a notch and actually show you how you create all of these forms in your MobileCause account. So let me just clear these off my screen here, so we'll get a clean screen. So for those of you who have United Way accounts already, you'll see that, MobileCause accounts already. This will be very helpful for you, but you can see how easy it is to create accounts. So what I'm going to do as I'm setting up, I'm going to start with the sign-up form. So show you how to create a sign-up form so that people can sign up for volunteer shifts, how they can sign off on liability, how you can put videos on there. And we're going to start simple, and then I'll show you how you can build it more from here. But the big thing I want to emphasize is that we have a lot of capabilities within MobileCause. There's tons of different things you can do. So I'm just going to start with the basics and build from there. So you can throw on as many bells and whistles as you'd like, or you can keep it as simple as you'd like. It's really just about what makes the most sense for your campaigns and your goals. So you'll see right now I'm just in our United Way demo account that we have set up. And if you have a MobileCause account or if you're signing up for MobileCause, your account will look very, very similar to this. So to get going, all you have to do is click on the Setup menu in the top toolbar, and then we'll choose Online Form. Oops. Hold on just a second. It seemed to have logged me out, so I'm just going to log back in real quick. Sorry, a minor delay here. Okay, we're back in now. Again, so to set up your form, you'll just start by clicking on the Setup button, and then we have a variety of different options here that can be very cool to use. But for this particular example, we're going to click on the Online Form because you're setting up a form for people to use. Then I'll start by selecting my campaign. So the campaign is always for your internal use. It's just a track activity. We don't really care what you call it. So for this today, I'm just going to call it United Way. And then for my keyword, I'm just going to call it caring, or we'll call it Day of Caring for my keyword, Day of Caring. You always want keywords that are easy to remember and hard to misspell. The idea is you're avoiding autocorrect, because if people are texting in and they misspell your keyword, they're going to go to the wrong donation form or not receive any donation form at all. So the more you can use keywords like caring or day or something of that nature, it's going to be helpful. I'm just using Day of Caring as an example today, but in your real world examples, you want to make sure to use specific themes to your event or words that are easy to remember and hard to misspell. So then I'll choose the short code. And the short code is important because as a United Way, you get a special feature where you have your own short code that you can use. So this 40403 short code is the specific United Way short code. So it gives you access to a lot more words that you can use, which is really fun. So you'll just want to choose 40403. And then there's a couple options here for the custom message for the thank you page. We'll come back to that we'll come back to that in a little bit. And then you also have the option here at the bottom as for if you wanted to send notifications to people. So say you have a person in your office that you're like, oh, they really need to know whenever somebody is signing up for our Day of Caring. It's easy. You just add them as a recipient. So you can say enable, and then I'll say, oh, Katie needs to receive notifications every time somebody signs up. So that way it streamlines your whole reporting process. And once you have that all set, you just click Save. And what's really cool is you'll see at the top there is this this yellow page. It says pledging keyword has been successfully created and is live. So it's just that easy to have a keyword set up so now people can start texting to it. The next option is really just to customize it for what you need to collect. So we're going to do that just by clicking on this left-hand side and choosing Online Forms. So in the Online Forms section, all of our forms work exactly the exact same way as what I'm about to describe. So if you're ever trying to create a form for something other than a volunteer sign-up, it works very, very similar. But all you have to do is you see we have this generic form on the right-hand side that just has, it's pretty bland right now, but it collects the basic contact information for you. So all we're going to do is just spice it up a little bit with the information that you need. So I'm going to start by uploading my logo. So I have this right here. So I have my Day of Action logo. And then I'll just put in, so you upload the logo and you see the example on the right-hand side is updating in real time as we're creating all of this. So I put in my logo, then I'll change the button color on here. so that it's to this United Way orange. So now you'll see it's the button color at the bottom is with your branding. And then from here, it's just about adding the different things that we want on here. So I'm going to start by going to the contact information because I know that I don't need their physical address. I'm really just concerned about getting their name, email, and phone number. So on this, I'm just going to say, nope, I'm going to hide that address information because you know what? It's not really important to me right now. They're just signing up for volunteer shifts. It's more important that I know I can get their phone number. So I'm going to require their phone number to make sure I get that. So now on our form, we already have first name, last name, phone number required, and email address. So already a basic form. And then now the next important piece of information that I need is what shift they're going to sign up to volunteer for. And I also need a little bit more information with just their general volunteer information. So I'm going to add a section here, and I'm going to call it volunteer information. And then I'm just going to move it right above the contact information, and then click Save. So now we have this new section that is specifically for volunteer information. So I just click on it. I'm going to add a custom field. We'll start with a drop-down menu. So I'll say, oh, I want a drop-down menu. I'm going to say choose your shift time. Choose your shift. And we'll say Monday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then I'll add another item saying Monday, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And you'll notice here you can add as many items as you want, so you can make it, if it's just a short list like this, it's no big deal. You can also move them around then. So if I say, oh, you know what, I need this to appear above it, I can move them around if I need to. Or you can even have advanced options here. This is cool for if you're doing payroll deduction or things like that. You can upload a CSV file. So say you have all of your different, oh, why did the word just escape me right now? Oh, designations, that's the word I'm looking for. So if you have a bunch of designations that you need on a form, you could just upload a CSV file rather than typing them all in. So there's lots of different options here for you to really make it what you need. But I'm just going to keep these forms, and I'll put 8 a.m. first because I need it in chronological order. Then I'll click Save. So now my shift is appearing right there at the top. You'll see there's the Choose Your Shift option. That's up there. And I can even change this section heading from saying volunteer information to say, we are excited to have you join us. Spell it correctly. You can always update those headings, and it's, again, it all changes in real time, so it's very simple. So then the other thing I want to show you how to do, just a couple more, is we want to add a video onto here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add another section, and I'm going to call it video. And I'm just going to move it to the top because I want them to see it immediately. Then once I add the video, it appears right in this section here. So then I'm going to add my custom field. And this time, this field type, you'll see we used drop-down menu before, and you have a lot of other options where you can choose a hidden image, or you can add a checkbox, lots of different things here. We can even do calculated fields, so you could turn this into a ticketing form if you wanted to. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with my video to put it in there. I'm just going to the name for my video is Day of Caring. Whoops. Day of Caring. And then I have this link just over here that I'm going to copy. So I just add it in there and click Save. And so now you'll see I'll delete this section heading at the top. But now I have a video, and then underneath it they can choose their shift, and then they can put in their information. And then what we'll also do is just to make it a little bit more a little bit more fun. At the bottom, we're going to change that button label because right now it says submit, but that's not too exciting. So we're going to change it to say sign up. So now it's really fun and easy. So you can change that to say whatever you'd like, sign up, volunteer, get involved, whatever makes sense to you, or with the specific goals and theme of your day. So you can add that in there. So I want to just show you one more thing that you can add in here before we move on to the other options. We're just going to add we had that liability information in there. So I think that's just a really good example to show you what you can do with your form. So we're going to click on Add Move Section again and just put liability information. Oops, I should probably spell it correctly. That'll be helpful. And again, I'm just going to move it to where I want it on the form. So I want this just right above the button label. So that's fine. We'll click on Save. And then now I have this section that I'll go into. I'm going to add a custom field. This time we're going to use a different type of field. We've already gone through drop-down menu and then the video field. Now I'm going to add this really cool section that I like that's called Custom Message. So the Custom Message section is really just a place for you to add in a call to action or basically a description on the form. So if you have directions that you need people to follow, a paragraph that maybe doesn't fit in that section heading that we were looking at earlier, you can add a custom message so that you can put more information in your field. So for a liability is a good example, but if you have like event directions or something like that, you can put that in here too. So I'm just going to call it liability info, and then the value for the custom field. I'm just going to copy what I had here. So you could enter whatever information that you need. If it's event directions, we just have some information that says I'm voluntarily participating in this event. So I can click Save. So that now that's appearing under underneath the contact information. I'll delete that section heading because I don't really want it there. I just kind of want it to appear right underneath. And then we're going to add one more field here just as a checkbox. The checkbox will be Liability Agreement. Then I'm just going to call it, so then on the actual field, I will say that the title of it, that I want it to just say I agree, and I'm going to leave it defaulted to checked. So then I'll click Save on here. And now what's cool is you have a full form. So now we have a video on the form. They can choose their shift, they enter in their information, and they can even agree to the liability information, and then they just click on Sign Up. So we've created the basics of the form so that you can use that at your event. And from here, it's just at really going into depth about what information do you need to collect, where do you want everything to move. You can add as many custom fields as you like, move it around as much as you want. You can always, if you decide, oh, I want that liability information a little bit higher up, then you just click on the Move Section portion, and I can just move the liability information around. So you can always come in and change your form for whatever you'd like to do. And what's cool here then too is on this left-hand side, what I want to show you is the mobile experience. So on the mobile experience, it just shows you what people go through as they're texting in, so you can kind of see what they're experiencing on a cell phone. But again, you have this link that you can just go in and share with them as well. So that you can copy this link, and now it's easy to share over social media, Facebook, and I realized I forgot to add a background image. I'm just going to go back in. I'm glad I did that. So say you forgot something like I just did. It's really easy. You just go back to your online forms, and I'm going to go to the background image and just upload that. And I have this United Way volunteer. That'll go in there. So now I've created a form that can be easily shared. You'll see I'll just reload it. You see how quickly it updates in real time. So this form can be easily shared, but I'm sure your next question is, well, how do I get the information? I've been pushing it out over email, over social media. People have texted in at events. What do I do now? That's easy. We pull in all the information for you. So you just go to the Reports section and click on Non-Payment. And now you'll see we have all the information of people, what people have put in here. So I can just click on export for this on this right side. I can even filter it so I can say, oh, I just need the people who have signed up between today and yesterday. So I'll say June 1st to today. We'll filter it. So now it's more specific. And then I click on export. And you can choose the various fields that you need to collect. So I'll say, oh, I want first name, last name, and phone number. I want their email address. And then I also want to choose all of the different codes that they can have. So you can, whatever custom fields that you have, you can just choose those to add them in here. So we have, you see we have the liability agreement. I can add that in there. So you can add in as much information or as little information as you need to export. So it's really handy for all of your departments. Then you just download this. And you'll see it just downloads really quickly. So now I can open it up as a CSV document. And it has all of the information that I need in there. So then it's in a CSV, which works great with any type of database. So you can, if you're using Andar, it works well, so then you can upload it into Andar, or you can just use it as a reference on the day for people to sign in. Cool. So we've gone over how to create a sign-up form. You've seen what it's like to actually go through and sign up through that, how dynamic it can be. The next thing I want to show you is you have all these people that they've signed up to volunteer. They're ready to help, but how do you continue to engage with them and make sure that they're going in for their volunteer shifts? We have a great solution to help you with that as well. So included with MobileCause is the ability to send text messages. So I'm going to walk you through how to upload a list of your volunteers and then send them a text message to remind them of their volunteer shifts. So I just click on List in this section, and I'm going to choose Upload New. So I'm going to name your list. We'll call it Katie's Test, oh, you know what? Day of Caring 2016 Volunteers. And then you can import you just click on Import CSV File. And I have my wonderful example list upload ready to go. And with this list, you can import all the people who signed up on the sign-up form, but you can also import your volunteers from other ways. So even if they haven't texted into you, you still are able to send them text messages. So if people maybe signed in through a paper sign-up that was somewhere, you can still import their names and send them text message reminders. That's not a problem at all. So I just uploaded my example list. I click Next. Now I just format it with what I'd like. The big thing is making sure that this section is the phone number section is titled phone number. So I'll make sure the phone number is in there. And you can import any other information you want in there. So I'm putting phone number, and then I also want to make sure I have my first and last name in there so that I have everybody's information. But phone number is the most important thing. Then I click Next. And all I do is this is just asking you to when you want to subscribe your users. So just letting them know they're on a text message list. So I'm just going to say I want to subscribe them right now. And then I'll click Confirm. And now it'll pop up in here saying that, I'll just reload this so you can see it. So now it shows up that I have one new number imported and that I am subscribed. So it's just that quick and easy to upload a number. And now I'm like, oh, you know what I really want to do? I want to remind these people that they have a shift coming up. So to do that, it's pretty easy. You just go to this Messages section because you want to send a text message. So you click on Messages, then choose Send Message. So I'm going to call this Day of Caring 2016. Oh, we'll just call it Shift Reminder. That's what we'll do it, and we'll attribute it to our United Way campaign. So the message title and the campaign are for your internal use. It's just to help you track what you've done so you can reference it. So, you know, when you're doing Day of Caring in June and you're like, oh, what exactly did we send? You can go back and say like, oh, this is the shift reminder. This is what we called it, and reference the campaigns easier. But it's just for your internal use. Nobody's going to see this title or campaign. And then the text message is what people will actually see. So you'll see on the right-hand side we have how many characters you can use in it. So I'm just going to say Thanks for signing. Thanks for volunteering with United Way. Just a reminder that your shift starts at 8 a.m. Remember to park on Main Street. So you can just put that information in there. Always make sure you identify yourself when you're sending a text message so people know who it's coming from. That's a very important part of it. But then you just want to give specific and engaging information. So this is identifying who we are. It's serving a specific purpose because it's reminding them when their shift is. And then it's also giving them parking directions. And I even have a couple characters left. So if I were to go over the characters, like just as an example, let's put a lot of exclamation points. Now it tells me I have negative characters left, but I'll just track those. You can also put links in here. So if you had like a Google map that you wanted to link to or something like that, you can put links in there as well. So once you have your text message, then you'll just select the short code. And the short code, to clarify, is just the number that people are texting to. So again, this 40403 is the United Way specific one. So you can just choose that because that's probably what they already texted in on. It's not wrong to send from any of those. Nothing is going to go wrong. It's just a matter of what they're used to. So they probably texted into you on 40403, so you can just text them back on 40403. And now you can just schedule it. So say your day of caring is on a Sunday, but you guys are going to be out and about, so you don't have time to send people text messages on Saturday. No problem. You can just go in here, and I'll say, oh, I need it for June 18th. And then I'm going to put it for, oh, wait, they're starting the reminders for the next day. So I need it June 17th, and I'm going to put it at 4:30 p.m. so they get a nice reminder in the evening. And then I just click Done, June 17th, and then I choose the list that I need to send it to. So I just have my Day of Caring 2016 volunteers that are already subscribed. So then I just click on Schedule Message. And it's just that easy. So now your message is there waiting for you, and you can go in and continue to edit. So say you scheduled your message, and then you're like, oh, I want to go back to my dashboard. And you can edit your keywords that you set up. And then you're like, wait, I need to go back in and I want to change a couple things. You can always click on Messages and choose Scheduled to then be brought back to this message so that you can edit it anytime before it goes out. And if you're even like, you know what, we actually don't need this for some reason or we want to change it, you can also just delete it. Yeah. So that's how you send a message, and then once the message goes out, it will appear in your outbox. So you can always go in and see what exactly you've done. So I can say, oh, what were our reminder messages that we sent? How did we remind people about VITA? What other things have we been doing? Text messages are a great way to engage with people because they're read 99% of the time, and they're usually read within 3 minutes. So it's great for reminders, talking about upcoming events, or just telling your donors what you've been up to because they want to know what their money's been going towards. So just sending a text message once a month with like, hey, because of your support, United Way provided meals to 10,000 students this summer. Couldn't have done it without you. That's a great text message to send to supporters throughout the summer. And then you can always reference it back here to see what you've done in the past. Yeah. So that's the basics of your United or your account. So again, we went over how to create a sign-up form, how to pull reports, and also how to send a text message to everybody. So what I'm going to do now is just open it up for questions. I'm going to get the chat box here. So if you have questions, please type them in the chat box so we can be sure to get to them. I'll answer as many as I can. And also, we will, just as a reminder, we will be sending out this, this presentation to everyone. So if you'd like a copy of it, you can have it there as well. All right. So to go over, and here actually, as we're doing this, I'm going to pull up another slide. So the first question is MobileCause, what is the relationship with MobileCause and United Way? So we have a national partner, we have a partnership with United Way. So what this does is it allows a discounted rate for United Ways to sign up, and it gives you access to other tools like private short codes that are just for United Ways. And you also have me to help you with everything. So I work with all of the United Ways to help them to provide best practices and strategy. We actually have a full United Way case study page so that you can have specific United Way resources. So I'm pulling my information at the top, so if you feel free to contact me, and I can help you get started with everything so you can get your United Way up and running. So I do work with all the United Ways, and we have almost 300 United Ways signed up, and they use our various programs from our sign-up forms and text messages, also to crowdfunding, which is a tool where you can track the progress towards your goal, towards your fundraising goal. And then you can also have people sign up to become fundraisers on your behalf. So you can use it with your companies so that they can have their own team and their employees can raise money for you as well. So there's a bunch of different options for you to engage effectively with your constituents. I like to say that MobileCause just has a lot of tools that make your United Way run more efficiently so that you don't have to change what you're doing. This just can help you do it more effectively and easier so that you're not calling everybody, reminding them about their volunteer shift. You can just upload a list and send them a text message and not have to worry about it. And to clarify again, so the program, as much as we're talking about texting, you don't have to text in for everything. We provide links that you can easily share over social media, over email, as well as embed in your website. So you can even make these forms your own donation form on your website. So if you're using forms that aren't mobile optimized, or they might link to maybe an external website, you can put our form in there so that it looks good and it can just go with the branding of your website. So it isn't just for cell phones. The idea is we're creating web pages and donation forms that look good for your donors and your supporters no matter where they are, whether they're on a cell phone, whether on a tablet, or they are on a desktop. All right. Okay. So another question that came in. So does this software have the capability to sign up teams versus individuals? Yes. So I will show you a little bit on the back end so that you can see how that works. So I'm just back in the United Way demo account here. So I'm going to click on our crowdfunding tool. We have this United Way action for an example. So the United Way action, to take a step back, crowdfunding is this tool. I'll show you the main page here. So you can see it's a tool that you can upload pictures, you can add in copy here in the center, show the progress towards your goal. People can make a donation, that they can become a fundraiser, they can share this. So it's really easy for them to help you raise money on social media or over email. But more specifically, you can use this with individuals so they can sign up. You can also add in teams. So if you want to use it with your companies, you could have Team IBM, Team FedEx, whoever you're working with, and add them on as teams. So then they have their own sub-page so that Team IBM can say, oh, we want to raise $10,000. And then I could have my page and say, well, my goal is to help raise $300. And as I get a donation, then that money will show up on my page as well as the team page and then the overall page. And so that's to kind of go back here. Oops. We have this fundraiser dashboard here that would list all of your fundraisers so you could easily track activities, so you can see who has signed up, what their goal is, how much they've raised, and then you can also just click on their name and it will show up with their example page. So then it links to all of this money shows up on the overall page, but I can also share this specific page so then any donation that's coming in will be given credit to me. So another question that has come up, can you have volunteer teams, not just fundraising teams? I think this is a really good question in terms of how you can use platforms, our platform, and kind of goes back to something I said initially. So there is a lot of capabilities on MobileCause. We just kind of have touched the surface of ways that you can use this to make your life easier by having sign-up forms and sending text messages. But if you want to have people signing up to volunteer and specific teams, there are definitely some ways that we can do that so that you can customize the sign-up form so that they're joining a specific team. With this crowdfunding, it is geared towards fundraising, but there are ways we can use it, and there are ways that United Ways have used it with their companies or within their various leadership groups to make it more specific towards their goals if they're looking for volunteers. So that's an option, and I would say that's also where I am happy to help you because my job here at MobileCause is to work with every United Way to make sure you're successful. That's literally what it is, making sure that you are getting your needs met, that this tool is doing everything that you need it to do, and help you get it set up as quickly and easily as possible. So if your goal is to have more of teams of volunteers, I'm happy to work with you on your specific goals and how we can make that work for you and how we can add in all the bells and whistles that are applicable to your specific goals. Because it's all pretty quick and it's all very quick and easy, and then I'm just here to provide best practices to make sure you that you are as successful as possible. All right. So again, if you have any questions, please type them into the chat menu so that we can answer them as we're going over all of these different tools. While we're on this, I've gone through our demo and how easy it is to set up. I also just want to show a couple of real-life examples from United Ways in terms of what they're doing. So what I'm going to start with is actually a ticketing example. So just see what you can see, all the different forms that you can do. Because yes, definitely Day of Caring is coming up and we have lots of options, but throughout the year you can use this for a variety of things. So we have this really cool, what our system can do is create tickets. So here is a United Way that is using it for ticketing purchasing, or purchasing tickets, I should say. So on their form, you can just enter in how many tickets that they'd like to. I can say, oh, I want 4 tickets. And then I can also say, oh, I'd like to make an additional donation as well. I'm just going to enter $10 as an additional donation. And then our field does the calculation. So at the bottom, it'll say, okay, the tickets were $25 each, plus the additional $10 donation, so that I can then, it totals it at the bottom for me. So it's very quick and easy to set up so that you can use it for your annual meetings or anything coming up. So that's one example of how to use the ticketing forms. Another really cool example that is definitely applicable for United Ways that I know you guys talk about a lot, payroll deduction, right? How do we get back in with make things easier for our companies? So these are forms that are very easy to use. So it's creating that sign-up form that we had talked about earlier. So this is an example. I like this example a lot that one of the United Ways created because it's very dynamic and it collects a lot of information very easily. It's very clean. So you'll see on here they have their general information, but then they also go through and you can calculate the total payroll amount. You can also choose to go to a specific society or choose what leadership council you'd like to go to, and also fast track it. So there's lots of options here for whatever you want to collect. And that's what I really want to emphasize is our forms are very simple and they're easy to set up, but you can also add in whatever information you'd like to collect so that you can have your supporters just very easily make a payroll deduction. So that, again, they can text in for this. Like if you're doing a presentation at a company, they can text in and get their information. They can also, you can link to it to email it. You can embed it on your website. However you are reaching your donors or however they're reaching out to you, we have a way for them to easily get these forms. And that'll work well on any site. So those are just a few examples here. I'm again just going to put up my contact information. Those are the examples that I wanted to show you to make sure you knew the different capabilities in addition to what we had gone over. So if you have any additional questions, please just type them in the chat and we will answer them. I'm just going to reiterate a couple things that we have on here. I showed you all live examples, and I walked through how to create them in your account. So these are all things that you can do immediately today. We'll be sending out these videos so you can even follow them step by step to create these forms within your account. And I am also here to help you. So my information is currently showing up on the screen. If you can't see it, my email is Katie, K-A-T-I-E, @mobilecause.com. You can also call me at 818-483-0120. My job here is to help you be as successful as possible, so please do not hesitate to reach out. I have lots of case study information that we can share with you and also talk about specific goals and how we can make this work for you. You'll see you can also text for my information, which is really cool, I think, and it's a good example that you can use with your account if you want your company to have text-to signatures. So you can just text Katie to 51555 to receive my contact information as well.